machine, eternal, and no see songs of the divine, diviners, intertwined.
Hi, I'm Derek, and wanted to talk about the fan game, and going to turn off my music controller. There we go. And let's talk about what's going on, because I'm working out what happens to a world when when aliens come around about it. So we've got a single Hive fleet that's going through the sector and leaving behind these purple unresolved zones. So some problem areas, and we're seeing that the Hive fleet just moving towards our little Ultramart. And let's see if we can find and right now they're moving way too fast. This should be a lot slower, like a century's worth. So it's safe to say they're moving 100 to 200 times too fast. Maybe we'll see how it goes. I have to talk with some people and dig out some reference books and see what are the theories on how they're moving and what they do. But what we're starting to track is corruption and armies, strategic level armies. Just that there is an army, and just that there is corruption or infestation on these worlds. And I've got 5 of the basic Emperor's Tarot in. The sword is representative of all of the armies, and the Master of Swords is going to be our controller for the High Lord for one of the other High Lords. So he's going to have some AI, and we'll be asking for a quota. He will get some of the army will get some of the psychers that are coming in, that will be sanctioned and soul bound, and they will all be in a bit of a reservoir, and everything should be fine, as long as these reservoirs are, greater than 1. Then, if not, the High Lord will be asking for a favor, saying, hey, we need more, and if you can't provide that, then there will be some friction, hopefully. So we're tracking total human population in billions of tons, and we are tracking the visibility of the Astronomicon, which is the big bright thing emanating from Terra. And we have it's 1%. We have 1% of the Imperium, and I'm reluctant to go any less than that. So that gives us 10,000 worlds, mostly concentrated around Terra. So there's about 10% of all the Imperium is right there in Terra right now, and I guess Ultramar has, quite a lot. So we're still working on the map. It's very basic. Ultramar and Terra are just super sectors. Otherwise, they have the same code as a regular Imperial sector. Let's just zoom into where our Hive fleet starts. So I've got just for testing, the N key will bring us to the Hive world. Nothing's happening, not the Hive world, but where the Hive fleet started. It'll start in the middle of one of these random sectors, and Terra. So let's see. So home and end will bring us to the center of the Imperium and out to where this fleet. And it looks like this fleet didn't, or this part of the Terras, they got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 12 worlds, and it looks like they have dwindled out, but they could be hiding somewhere. I made the shadow of the warp, the shadow in the warp, the presence of these Tyranids, very difficult to see on the map. So what you see is mostly where they've been, and I think it's safe to just go ahead and restart. And there we go. There's the shadow, and he is flying out and infecting one world and creating a battle zone. And these battle zones have nothing to do with the player at this point. Nothing to do with the master of the Astronomicon, the master of the Black Fleets. That's an army issue, and the army will deal with those. But they are going to affect the Tithe because it's going to be more difficult. We're working on some new art for the Tithe because that was a suggestion. And what the Tithe does and what it's doing right now is a couple of these worlds were ready quite quick, and that should tell the player something, because we have 38 billion population on that world, so it makes sense that the two planets, the two worlds that are ready with the Tithe, have a huge population. And right now, the army's Tithe, it's all the Tithe is ready, and then the sector. We're gonna give some more numbers in to see how soon the sector's fleet, the Black Fleet, is ready to pick up the Tithe, and that's gonna be based on some decisions the player can make. We'll have some buttons, some plus and minus buttons or sliders on the Terra screen for the player to have greater bureaucracy. And this bureaucracy will assure that the second largest fleet in the Imperium is the players' black fleets. But just how quickly, so there'll always be enough of them, but just how quickly that they're ready. And that will make a difference, because if these tithes are unresolved for too long, there could be some big problems with psychers. So we're going to, after we figure out how the aliens, how the Tyranids will take over a planet, then we'll be halfway done on how a psyker will do it, because a psyker will take over a planet and could cause a sector-wide problem. And what do we have? We have 120 sectors, and they have a 4-digit designation, and I've only figured out what 2 of the numbers mean. So 2 of the numbers are not being utilized, but the first 2 are how imperial a world is, just how long the Imperium has been entrenched there, and how much, So, for instance, Terra has all ones. 1111 would be Terra solar, the solar segmentum. Its sector will have all the best. So 1 would be is more important than 9. And 0, of course, is, I think, null. Or below 1. Or below 9, rather. So these 4 sector attributes, and the distance to Terra, and age, how long, because some of these worlds have been in the Imperium, or some of these sectors, for just a couple of years, and some have been for 3 centuries, since the beginning of the Crusades. So that has to be refined. And let's see if the one, we're just having the one Tyranid fleet. It's not reproducing, and no others are spawning in the galaxy. So this one again didn't do very much interesting. Let's try that a 3rd time and see if we get a little bit more interesting behavior on the fleet. It's taking a while for the game to generate these 10,000 worlds, so it's a little slow. And at least we see the fleet is the Hive fleet is moving around. We can see some black shadows that will look a little bit better, but it should look like a stain. It should look like just a stain on the map, and we're getting there. Somewhere between the purple blob, and the black cloud is what we want. And as the Hive fleet passes, it is sometimes just devouring a world, and sometimes it's traveling. It doesn't really stop. It's a filter feeder. It is moving way too fast, but it will infect these worlds that it's passed by, and it's doing some very interesting movement, but it's difficult to see. And you can imagine that once it's creating tendrils and has the alien card is kind of controlling what the Tyranids are interested in. And the idea is, when it's initially drawn, we will explore some ideas like, what do the Tyranids want? Where are they going? Where do they come from? And not saying any of these are planned, but we're going to explore all of them through the tarot, because we'll lay out at the beginning of an age of the Imperium our tarot onto the screen, and the player will be able to see exactly what's going to happen during that age. So we'll have a bit of a bookmark, a timeline, so that when we have entered the various ages, I can't remember them all right now, but we're in the age of the Scouring at the moment, in the very early part of the game, and this is the best part. This is the best part of 40K, or the nicest part, where things are not that bad. But the Great Crusades, we'll do all 13 Great Crusades out of the Eye of Terror, and not try to mimic exactly what happened in the lore, but maybe Abaddon goes this direction, maybe this, maybe he maybe he wins on the 7th Black Crusade. So we're gonna leave it up there so that we can have all these situations kind of play out, and there's not much the player can do about it but watch. So we're trying to aim for 10,000 years. A friend suggested a very good endpoint, and I think I'm going to go with that, unless some writer comes along and has a better idea. Oh yeah, we can see all these purple blobs that this one Hive fleet has generated, and it feels good. This feels like an okay direction, I mean, that's good rudimentary Hive fleet behavior, and it's moving way fast. So, this should be a couple of centuries of movement, I think. And right now we are in a year and a half that we've been simming in this one round. Let's see. The Emperor card controls a lot, almost everything. The candle represents all of humanity, because I've taken some liberties and interpretations with the cards, but you often see humanity in a life depicted as a candle, I think. The alien, the Xenos, and the sword, and right now we're just putting them up on screen. I'm hoping to do something better where they're coming out in a pattern, where if one card is touching another, that's going to make a big difference. Not sure letting that evolve organically, but that's what I see. I want to do some a layout. And the dream is that an experienced player can see the layout and have a very good idea of what assets to protect, and it's like they're not gonna have to worry about this for a while. And the cards are changing every few seconds, but they should just be drawn at the beginning, like every 600 years, every few centuries. It won't be every month, and hopefully we can have some event decisions that will pop up, give the player some opportunities, and one of them should be to recast the tarot, because as we observe the future, we change it, and that's about it. Things are progressing well, and it looks like the Tyranids have just circumnavigated the galaxy, and we can actually see them right over here, just sort of digesting, maybe. Looks like they had a good meal. They're lingering on this one world because it must be extra tasty. It's no longer on display because it is out. It's out of control. We have no assets. We do have a couple of agents that we're working on, and so we will hit the what's right now the I button. Oh, and that really slows everything down. So we're gonna have to check that out. But at the moment, we can summon an Inquisitor, and an Inquisitor agent is going to hit the slow down button. And we're going to investigate exactly why that is causing some issues. And there's probably a couple extra zeros that are in some script somewhere. But thank you very much. And thanks. I hope the sound is better this time. I hope everyone has a nice day. And I'm gonna get back to trying to solve this problem. $10,000 worlds, 1% of the Imperium, and I think we can do better. I think we can get 100,000 worlds on screen. I'm gonna have to optimize the individual worlds a bit first, but. And thank you.